What is going on, everybody? And welcome back to the Pearson Podcast, episode 43. We're already on 43, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on up. You know, it's crazy. I'm thinking about Christmas, because it's November 1st. It's my birthday. Birthday podcast, by the way. But it's crazy. I'm like thinking of, Christmas this year, and I got this microphone for Christmas last year. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But yeah, today is my birthday, ladies and gentlemen. Quarter of a century. A quarter? As Gucci Mane would say. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Quarter century, the big 2-5, or my mom also said 2.5 decades. Pretty freaking crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty crazy. So, quick rundown of what I'm going to be talking about in this episode before we get started. I'm going to be talking a lot about appreciation, about what I appreciate in my life, what inspires me, blah, blah, blah. Some of the things I watch on YouTube and stuff like that. And talking about, so it's basically what I'm appreciative of. Maybe I'll talk about Halloween a little bit because it was yesterday. And my upcoming plans with everything. So right now at the bottom of my notes, I'm going to write down Halloween. Alright, so let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. So, I am huge in appreciation. Huge appreciation, loyalty, respect, honesty, all that good stuff. But appreciation is so huge because I think we're in a time where we're so overstimulated that it's like we can't there's a lot of things we can't do, but I think it's kind of hard to see day by day how much you're accomplishing, how much you have compared to how much you want, because everybody wants stuff, but you gotta be appreciative of what you have. And I mean, think of our lives compared. Like, a homeless guy's life is better probably than today than a king's life was 200 years ago. Like, probably not, though, honestly. I kind of just meant they have a phone. Maybe not a homeless person, but like a poor person, I guess. I'd say, honestly, I'm kind of lost to what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm huge in appreciation, and kind of stopping every once in a while and soaking in where I am. So I'm going to just list off a bunch of things that I'm appreciative of, and I highly recommend you do this because it makes me feel really good about life, just thinking about everything I have. So let's get started about thinking. Right off the bat, my family is the most important thing in my life. Easily, my family is my life. Yeah, I mean, I might as well have won the lottery and being born into the life I am born into. Like, I'm not saying that, because we have like millions of dollars or anything. We're not rich by any means. Boom. Alright, sorry about that, everybody. My Grammy and Grandpa. They live in Arizona. They were just calling about, talking to me about my birthday. They're super, super awesome. Oh, actually, for the video watchers, this is something my Grammy made. Pretty cool, eh? It reminds me of, I don't know, it's like, think of, I mean, it's based off of cacti, but imagine if they're like, you're traveling an alien planet and you see something like that, you know? It's awesome. But yeah, she gave me that, to take home last time I went over to Arizona, which is super awesome. This is my, my shelf of knickknacks. I have all kinds of crap about my life right here. See, the thing is, I would want it to be in the podcast, obviously. But freaking computer. You know, I was actually just thinking right now, because I can see right to the side is a viewport, so I can see what the camera's seeing. If I just tilted this back, I probably would be able to see it, but nonetheless, let's get back to appreciation. But yeah, that was really super nice of my Grammy and Grandpa. I always love talking to them. Alright, so I am so appreciative of every single person in my life. Family is number one. I have some good friends. I've been very, very, very lucky with the friends that I've gathered. And it's not all luck, because I've had to, move some friends around. But that's crazy, man. Friends situations is a crazy thing. Oh man, it's so freaking hot in my room. I feel like I've been having cold sweats all day. Probably should have taken my temperature, but I'm good. Appreciative for my family. Appreciative for my friends. I really am. And I'm not saying anybody's names, because due to privacy, just want to make sure, even my family and friends, just don't want to say any of their names, just in case they don't want to be said or whatever. But I can think of 4 friends for sure, 4 that are like my day ones, but quite a bit more too. I've gotten lucky. Appreciative for everything I have. I mean, there's a dang roof over my head. You guys can't see it, but there is one there. There's a wall there. There's a wall there. You can't see it, but there's actually a wall there, and a wall there, and a door there, and a window there. It's like, got some sweat stains showing through, sorry. And it's like, come on, man. It's room temperature. It's light. I have Wi-Fi. I have an air conditioner. And this is just in my room here. I've got 3 computers in this room. 4, if you consider my phone. I've got 3 pairs of headphones. You know what I mean? It's just like, I've got so many books, clothes. I've got a freaking JL Audio dual 12-inch subwoofer in my freaking closet. I don't have a car, so it's just sitting in my closet. Can't wait to hear that again. Haven't heard my subs. Oh man. Can't wait to get another car and then put those babies in and then just. Oh man, the first time I heard my subs, I remember. I mean, this is a quick, tangent. First time I got my subwoofers, my life got better by, I think I told my friend, like 20%, literally 20% better just by getting subs. And I'm not saying this is like a life guru thing. Obviously, not everybody likes subs, but if you like music, and if you like listening to music loud, and if you like listening to music with bass, and if you like a lot of bass, and if you like feeling freaking sick, and if you like getting a back massage, every time you listen to a song with bass, because freaking car is rattling, if you don't like looking at the rear view mirror because it makes you anxious, and you are always one of those guys that always looks up and looks to the back, doesn't matter if you have subwoofers, because if you look in the back view mirror, you'll just see distortion. It'll look like you're underwater. I love subs. And if any of those things fall into line with you, I recommend getting some subs. And JL Audio is great. And I had car toys put them in my car. Yeah, because I've always wanted subs. I apologize if you're like literally get on with the but I've always wanted subs, but I didn't know how to install them. So I basically was like, oh, I just have to wait until I either buy a car with subs already in there or know someone that puts them in. But then I realized you literally can go down to Car Toys, buy the subs, and they put them in for you. And I'm like, huh? Done. Yeah, so that was pretty awesome. Quick side trail, and we're coming on back to the appreciation. So yeah, that was part of appreciating everything I have. I mean, I've got an iPhone 12 Pro Max, I've got a gaming computer, I'm taking it back, but I've got this computer, I've got a second monitor, I've got beautiful gadgets, or things. I mean, yeah. It's crazy. I mean, my initial thought for the podcast, I'm like, it could just be 3 hours of me sitting there silently and just thinking about how appreciative I am of everything, silently. But then I'm like, that doesn't help that much. Like, maybe it'd be more beneficial to me because I'm just thinking there silently, but at the end of the day, I can still benefit, plus, actually speak some words. Yeah, so, this is a thing that I'm excited to say. So, these are some creators and some people / channels / creators / people that I watch that inspire me, and in all walks of life, whether it's art, comedy, just inspiring me in life, motivation, blah blah. Now, this inevitably isn't everybody, but it's a decent amount of people, like these are among my favorite, people I watch. So, just going down the line, not in any particular order. Ethan and Neela Klein from H3 Podcast. And at first I was just gonna list them all off, but I guess I'll kind of go into them a little bit. So the H3 Podcast is the podcast I watch probably the most. It's a comedy podcast. Absolutely love Ethan and Neela. I love the show. I love, Dan, Zach, AB, Ian. Love the people they're bringing in. It's great. It is a huge, just great thing in my life. Like, that might as well be my, Sunday football, I guess. I don't watch TV, but every time an H3 podcast comes out, you better believe I'm watching it. Bernd Chrysler. Now, his name is actually Bert Kreischer. So Bernd Chrysler and Tom Segura. I mean, it's not a package deal, but I do watch the Two Bears One Cave podcast with both of them, and I absolutely love him. Honestly, Bert Kreischer is probably my favorite comedian. But yeah, Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura, Brendan Schwab. I almost said Brendan Schwab. Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen. I'm saying these people in groups, but they're as individuals as well. Brian Callen and Brendan Schaub. They do TFATK or TFTAK. And then TFTTK. I don't know. The Fighter and the Kid podcast. Absolutely love that. Brian and Brendan just go together perfectly. Chris D'Elia, I know he's had his stuff going on, but I don't know, man. And I didn't dive into exactly what he did wrong. I think he, I don't want to get into it, but I love him as a person. He makes me feel good. I love his comedy. I love how he talks about life. I'm sure every single ding-dong person on here has done something that they regret, But nonetheless, I love Chris D'Elia. Bobby Lee, Bobby Lee is, all these people are gems among the earth, but Bobby Lee is like a diamond in the rough, almost. Will Sasso is a diamond in the rough as well. Will Sasso, so Bobby Lee, Tiger Belly podcast, Will Sasso, 10-minute podcast. So Will Sasso alone is freaking hilarious. I mean, he's a sleeper for sure. Theo Vaughn, I mean, if you know Theo Vaughn, it's self-explanatory. Theo Vaughn his brain might not even be shaped as like a brain. It's just that's how completely backwards he thinks, in a good way. He just thinks of things so differently than everybody else. It's really something. Tony Hinchcliffe, fastest shot in the West, host of Kill Tony. He is he's probably he's definitely one of my favorite comedians. All these comedians I'm saying are all of, some of my favorite. But Tony Hinchcliffe is so freaking hilarious. I watched his YouTube, I don't think it was a special, but it was like an hour and a half of like improv, and oh my god, like he's just, people are so good and so in tune with how social interactions work, and the timing, and how interruptions work, and how everything works. Like, comedians are just professional I don't know, it's like they're professional social people or something. I don't know. It's like they know how conversation works, and that's how a lot of the time their jokes go so well. I mean, especially people like Joe Rogan, and who isn't on the list because recently he's been, it's a little weird what he's been doing, but he still has been incredibly influential. Oh yeah, GSP, George St. Pierre, should be on this list. I mean, there's a lot of people that should be on this list that I'm forgetting, but that's just, that's just how it goes. So yeah, Kill Tony from Tony Hinchcliffe, or Tony Hinchcliffe from Kill Tony. Absolutely amazing show. Kill Tony. So what that show is, real quick, I'll go into it because I love that show. It's a live podcast, but it's not a podcast. But, he calls it a podcast, but I don't know if it is, more like a live show. So basically what they do is he's got a bucket filled with random names from comedians, and he draws random names from the bucket. Could be a absolutely homeless person, could be Dave Chappelle, anybody. And they go on. A lot of the time they bomb, sometimes they don't. But what really is gold is the interview after. They interview the guy or girl and see if they're anything cool or anything funny or give them advice. And it's hilarious because Tony Hinchcliffe is so, like, the type of Tony Hinchcliffe jokes are ones that are impossible to write and are only good in that specific scenario, and it wouldn't work anywhere else. You know? Like, his brain just, it's incredible. Watch Kill Tony if you're interested in anything I've just said. Landmark. His name's Tony. He's a streamer on Twitch. It's spelled LVNDMRMARK instead of, just replacing the A, the first A with a V. So Landmark, he's, he plays Escape from Tarkov, and he's been a huge inspiration to me, just life-wise, because I see how much he grinds. He, for like he started streaming the end of 2019, and I think as soon as he started, he went every single day for a year and a half, and streamed 12 hours a day. In 2020, he streamed half the time he was alive, I believe. Like, I don't think he missed a day, and I don't think he probably stopped streaming like an hour early sometimes, like literally. Now, he's a lot more chill about it, but man, talk about some, what's the word? Not motivation, not determination, maybe determination, I'm not sure, but that was, Landmark, huge inspiration on me. Anil Chakmak, or Chakmak, it's spelled with C with the lower tail coming out of the bottom, I believe that's a ch sound. He's Turkish. He's awesome. Joey Diaz, I don't watch him much anymore because I don't even know what's going on with his podcast, but I've been watching him for years, and he's a killer, and anybody that knows him knows that. Joey Schweitzer, home of Better Ideas on YouTube, he's been great. I'm Marksman, which is the YouTuber I have been consistently watching the longest. I don't think there is any other person that I've been, because this is how life goes as YouTube, you're younger, and then you grow up and your tastes change, and, like, I'll go on my older YouTube channel and, like, look up my favorites, and I'm like, Jesus, what was I watching? But Marksman, I've been watching him for 10 plus years now, and he uploads every single ding dong day. It's crazy. It's like, I get the determination on these guys. I mean, heck, if I knew that if I just did 12 hours a day for a year, I would have a fan base on Twitch, I probably would do it. If I knew that I was just uploading video games, quality video games, and streaming a couple hours a day, it's like, I'd do that. That's it. But it takes a long time to get to that point, and I am well aware of that because I've been doing, stuff, and it takes time. Alright. Super Mega, another YouTube channel I like. Sidemen, YouTube channel I like. Russell Brand, person I love. Quarter Crew, YouTube channel I like. Love. I mean, all these people I love. It's just, I'm getting mixed up with love and like. Quarter Crew, like that's Quarter Crew and Quarter Digital. I've been watching, actually contradict what I just said. I've probably been watching them the longest. I've been watching them ever since I started YouTube. Basically, what they did is they've been doing short films, alongside with Freddie W. And, and these are, by the way, these are people that have inspired me, inspire me on near day to day. I'm not talking like all time life, because I could, say people like David Goggins and Jocko Willink and, people like that of huge. George St. Pierre, like I said, all three of those people are, Cameron Haynes, immensely motivational people, huge. So, Quarter Crew, that's like the number one content I could ever ask for, I think. It's literally, especially this new VHS artists who react to bad and great CGI or something like that. It's perfect. It's exactly what I would want. You learn new things. You learn how it's done. You learn new shows, new techniques. It's funny. It's great. It's amazing. Love Quarter Crew. Woody, Kyle, and Taylor from the Painkiller Already podcast. Love all them. They've got it made. They have a team of three that is unbreakable. The Triforce. Low key, what I thought the Meat Locker was going to be, but we have been broken down. Our walls crumbled. But the Pearson podcast walls made out of what's that thing, that kryptonite thing that's only can kill Superman? I don't know if that's strong. I'm assuming it's strong. Never mind. I got my walls of kryptonite. Get at me. Yeah. Marquez Brownlee, he's great. He's got, MKBHD. I think that's the MKBHD on YouTube. So, Bo Burnham. Whoa, talk about an inspirational guy. Jesus. So, I think he's got 3 specials, and I've only seen 2. His first special is called What? And this is Bo Burnham, by the way, if you don't know him. I recommend you look him up because you can get some, because it's either really for you or really not. But I think it's worth, kind of like ASMR. It's you either really like it or you absolutely hate it. And I think it's worth trying, because if you do like Bo Burnham's stuff, then you have a lot of content ahead of you. Well, not really a lot of content, but some really good content. His first special, What? That was, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. It's something that I've never seen before. Something that takes a lot of skill. And it's on YouTube, by the way. If you want to see it, you put it on YouTube for free. But his most recent one, called Inside, whoa. Now that's dark and so good at the same time. I've seen it twice. The first time you kind of want to watch it straight up. The second time I kind of watched it in the background while listening to it, and it still was fine. But the first time I would recommend, he filmed, edited, shot, or directed everything of the Inside. And just so you know, it ends on a good note. It keeps going through. I'm like, Jesus, is this going to end badly? You know what I mean? If you've seen it. But it ends great. Yeah. Highly recommend you check out the special Inside by Bo Burnham on Netflix, because you'll find out pretty quick if it's for you or if it's not. But he's a genius, comedically, songwritingly, it's amazing. He's even pretty good at filmmaking. I didn't run into anything where I was like, and that's pretty rare. Um, yeah, so props on him for that. He was also on the H3 podcast. So Burnham, Shroud, Shroud's another Twitch streamer I follow on Twitch and YouTube and watch her videos, and he's the best video game player of all time, probably. He's the best at every video game. If you're wondering, it's like what makes Shroud good isn't his accuracy or it's his adaptability. He can go onto a game, fresh game, never played it before, and be very good at it instantly. And I think I have similar traits to that. I'm nowhere near Shroud level, of course, but I'm once you kind of get video game like mechanics, you kind of understand how to bend them and stuff like that. So Shroud, Tim Dillon, another, comedian that is so freaking hilarious. Steve Wallace, a YouTuber that does camping videos. He's just a huge inspiration. Just life-wise, just living his life. Young Dolph. I just like Young Dolph a lot. He makes music, rap music, and last but surely not least, Ralphie May, who isn't one of those that necessarily inspire me day to day, but has hugely inspired me overall. Yeah, he passed away very, 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 very unfortunately. He was a comedian. He was absolutely so freaking funny, and yeah, it's super, super sad that he passed away. Rest in peace to Ralphie May. So, I appreciate all of the people that I just stated, and I'm sorry to those who I missed, because I know I missed people. But yeah, so I think the appreciation side of this podcast is over. Let's do the upcoming plans. So, upcoming plans for my life and my endeavors. Let's get into it. So, my upcoming plans, I'll go physical and mental first. Mental, I'm always working on my mental. Always. You don't stop working on the mental health and growing and everything like that. Learning more about yourself. I'm always going to continue to do that until I die. Physical, I've been saying it for a while that I've been, wanting to get, rid of the chin and the chin, the tree trunk neck, and the blub and the everything. Get life, just get freaking yoked. You know what I mean? Just when I'm feeling healthy and confident in my body and don't feel like some white sheet is, or, like my body looks like like a big old pizza dough was just draped over my body, and this is just how I am. I really just roasted the crap out of myself. So yeah, I really am gonna start killing with the nutrition, the working out, and everything. So that's physical and mental. Boom, down. Pearson podcast wise, you know, I am going to be doing a new thumbnail. I'm probably not going to do it today just because, I mean, I may. I might not. I don't know. It just depends on how, lazy I am, basically, because, I don't know. So yeah, I may. But there's a new thumbnail type coming, that I think you guys will like. I talked about this last time. It's going to be more of a realistic type. But, it's got a lot of room to change, that's for sure. And then Pearson podcast clips, of course. I'm going to be starting the clips channel. Hopefully by part 3 of how my grandpa's so healthy. That should be coming up next Monday. It should. So, Pearson podcast clip. I guess I'll wrap up today's podcast by talking about Halloween. I don't want to talk about it too long because I don't like Halloween. I don't like Halloween. I don't like people being by my house. I don't like having my property, people buy my property. I just don't like any of it. You know what I mean? And my little brother's out there scaring, and you know how kids are. It's like kids are dumb, and there's little like teens and tweens. There's guys. They're so insecure. They're like, oh, it's a hassle. So I was like having basically an anxiety attack last night. I stayed up until 3 a.m. too, not on purpose, by the way. I wanted to go to sleep. I tried going to sleep at like 11:30. Yeah. So 3.5 hours later, I finally got back down to sleep. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah. So I don't know. I just don't like I don't like Halloween. I don't like anything about it. So it's like that was just. I really don't like anything about it. The only thing I like is that other people are having fun, but yeah, it's just not for me personally. But yeah, nonetheless, I think I'll call it here for the birthday pod. 25 years old, November 1st. Crazy. Well, nonetheless, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys got something out of it. And I will see you guys next Monday. And every single Monday for the rest of time. Or at least until I'm, able to upload, of course. Alright. See you guys next Monday. Peace.